body, in our minds, and in our lives. And look at the kids. We got kids, bro. There's Leo and Alias. My boy Nico got his kids back, and oh, what a difference the change of weather has brought. I mean, like, look, I'm out here and the sunshine shining. I couldn't believe it. There's a gym over here, little outdoor gym. These David machines out here in Vegas. Kids on their bikes, kids doing soccer. Just the amount of life it is when you're not working or stressing or being too much in your head. And so I had to have a conversation about it. Yeah, there'd be times where my mind didn't work in my favor. I'll take a seat here on this bench before I go hit these weights. But that's what life is like, you know. Life is a lot like changing weather. You know, one day the storm will surge and the floods are real. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. You know, there's a lot of flood damage going around right now, and that's all real, dude. Billions of dollars of destruction, hello, from just nature itself. And the nature of life is going to cause some sort of destruction. Look at these kids. They're trying, he's being awesome goalie. And that's what it is. Oh, shit, we're getting a little cloud cover. And then I can hit this gym. I'm waiting for this other guy to finish his sets and reps. He looks like he's about to take off. Scooter boy. Oh, good goal. Yeah, look at them, look at them, look at them, look at them. All these kids just playing their asses off and not a care in the world. Not worried about no bills, not worried about no women. Must be nice, bro. I'm saying must be nice, but that's what it is. It's that nice weather. It's that attitude of gratitude. Why do I have a blonde hair in my beard? I will never know. I don't know who the fuck that is, but for all the women that are out there, I haven't even seen a woman. Not sure, but doubtful. I ain't been a woman in my life in 2 years, and it's a conversation I have to have, you know. And this changing weather, you know, I can officially say, you know, I don't feel depressed, a lack. I don't feel a loss for my healing, but at the same time, kids or get the energy from the gym. Even though I was going to another gym, I'm just going for the win, you know, not like this super win touchdown philosophy, but actually my mind working in my favor instead of against me. And that's what the win is that I'm talking about, you know, that opportunity to be able to, you know, see the kids play and have the fresh air every day. And no, dude's done working out. Now I can go hit the gym as well. You know, that's where I live in. You know, that's where I live in my mind, where I needed the weather to change. You know, I really did. I needed the things in my life to be different, and or me or my perspective with it different. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is change perspectives and all the other things. Check out the cool kids. He went down the stairs with that bike. I was like, what the fuck? They're fucking crazy on these bikes, bro. But when I was a kid, I was crazy like that too. Finland has so many wide open resources, bro. You know, look at that. Look at that. And now I get the whole gym to myself, the David gym. This is where it's at. Your boy Saint gets to come here and let out all my frustrations. And luckily there's a little bit of cloud cover, so it's not so hot. I'm actually shocked how hot it is, but it's kind of the same machines that we got at the top of the hill when I'll be working out. That's your regular bench press. These Davids are smooth, bro. I don't know if you've ever seen David equipment made in Finland, but you just slide the thing over. You just slide it over and it gets heavier, obviously lighter with the way that a lever works. The other one has actual markings to say how heavy. Okay, here it is. So as you can see, you can go all the way up to your boy Saint's kilos. And then this one's a back pull down. This is nice. This one's got a back pull down. Am I showing this right? Back pull down. What do you call it? Shoulder military press. This is back pull downs, military press, back rows. This one's pretty cool. Squats, dips, and sit-ups. Similar, like we got 1, 2, 3. They got all the same stuff, but they got a little couple more pieces at the other equipment. But I just love my life right now. I'm not in pain. I had some very bad insomnia. You know, a lot of the times you could live in your mind and you'll be like, oh, everything's so wrong and nothing's going right. I don't have enough money, and then I test my life is playing in the field. So, but it also has to do with the weather in our minds. We'll get up in the morning and we'll check the, you really can. You can choose your mood, you can choose your perspective, you can choose your outcome. And a lot of us don't want to be responsible for that amount of power. We don't want to be accountable for what it takes. Check out all this rainbow stuff on the driveway of what it takes to be the weatherman of our lives. And we could depend on CNN or MSNBC or what's the weather channel itself to tell us in our mind. And as long as we take it that perspective and wait long enough for something else to happen, that's when we'll succeed. That's that beauty of life, is being able to wait for the weather to change, man. And it's one of my favorite. As I stretch out my calves here, oh, so good. This too shall pass, and who knows what the next wave will bring. And it's those that I came here, I was like, fuck, man, I mistimed it. I should have stayed another month in Turkey and gone to my brother's wedding, and I should have fucking stayed another month in Spain, but I ran out of time. And I ran out of my mind. And no matter wherever you go, sure, there's weather, but then again, weather can change, and so can life. And that's what I've been waiting for almost 2 years for this moment. And I just cried because I actually woke up and I could see a photo of my ex in my Google Photos. Grief towards her or the situation or our child or the lack thereof. And that's one of the biggest things to do, is to hold on to a mast of a boat that's sinking, that sinking ship that all of us are on. It's like letting go is the way to get the new fresh air. When you can actually let go is the moment you can go up to the top of the water and get some fresh air. And not for nothing, a lot of us are holding on, and especially me, holding on to my grief or my sadness and marrying it. I didn't marry the woman I wanted to, and I didn't have a child with the woman I wanted to. So I'm grieving and keeping and holding and not breathing and sitting and waiting, and instead of being in motion and having that kind of momentum of, I feel, dance, song in my pocket, dance in my feet, to a guy that couldn't dance to the beat. I couldn't get my mind to get off of that track. And for the first time in a long time, I actually get the chance to change the weather of my mind. And I don't know how many there are happier days. There are days where you're not going to be a winner. You're going to be a fucking hero to zero real quick. And to be a loser at life, you have to know that there is loss is a part of life. It's not something that I'm grateful for. It's not something that I sit and all of a sudden I'm stoic and I appreciate the losses. No, I really hate losing. But I don't need to be married to the loss. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be tattooing everything that didn't go right. And you don't need to be tattooing everything that did go right. These things change. It's such an ebb and flow system. Just like when you're growing weed and you got your trays, it just ebbs and flows, ups and downs, tides in and out. And I think that's what we don't do in our lives, is we kind of want to hold frame. We want to hold the frame in that life and go, okay, that's when I was at my happiest. And no, I don't want any more experiences because I'm happy right here. But we don't know what experiences are going to come. We just don't know. And we don't know what life is bringing us till we keep going, till we hold on, till we fucking make it happen, till we become aware that time is relative, weather changes, and this too shall pass. And that's a tough one to do, because it felt like the bad times were always going to last. They were always going to fuck with me and make me upset and change my mood, change my mind. And that's what I started to learn when I was, nobody's trying to do some tricks on some kids. He's like 4 foot tall kid and he's doing some moves on him. But yeah, to be able to hold on long enough for the weather to change, and sometimes you can't hold on any longer. I think a Donner party of 50, as your boy Robin Williams said, party of 50, they try to hold on as long as they could, bro. They hate their dogs, They ate each other. Like when you're down and out and you're stuck in Donner Pass, snowed in, worst winter you ever seen in your life, you know, that's that tough shit, bro. Oh, that's the tough shit. Oh yeah, that's that thing I wish I could just click and drag or buy or swipe and boom, instantly my mind works right. It doesn't. Just like I was talking about yesterday, I have to fortify. Wrong, and it's a nice Sunday day, and the sun is shining on a sunny day on Sunday. Come on now, come on now. You know that's where I get my healing. That's where I get the possibility for my mind to start working right instead of against me. What do you think these kids are doing? They've been inside all day, and finally they get to let out all that steam, that energy that we all have inside of us, and to capitalize with the energy, instead of the energy defeating us and sending us to deep dark places, and then we don't use our energy right, you know, and we're trying to be weathermen, but we're not trying to improve the system, and that's where it comes from. You or me or anyone else for that matter, away from trauma and drama. Oh, that's not going to happen. What will happen is the fortification that, like, now my body's stronger. Now I'm not some fat guy eating all the ice cream and overeating food and eating my emotions. Now these kids are doing tricks down the stairs again. They were making little videos. So fucking cool. Yeah, now I'm strong. I can feel it inside my body, and it's fighting almost like a disease, right? Almost like a sickness. If you were to take antibiotics right now, my body is fighting against the depression. The sun is shining, literally giving me that melatonin, serotonin transference, and also letting me feel the nature. And I was listening to maybe Alan Watts or something like that, but he was talking about, we don't sense or kiss that gift of life. Just the simple thing of being alive, and how amazing life is if you are alive, how rare it was 1 in 4 trillion that a birth happens. It's so rare that you can even find someone that you love, and then let alone find someone that you want to bear fruit with and bring life into this world, and then enjoy this life with someone. It's the ultimate, trying to live on the planet in the ultimate. We want to be, traveling and eating the best foods and being at the best places and being in the best hotels and being on the best ship. I get it, but that's not what Alan Watts was saying. He was saying that it's the small things, like my buddy getting to be in the soccer field with his kids for a good hour. A minute ago, his wife was saying, his ex was saying, he's never seen the kids. Lawyer up, and you're not seeing the kids. And now, boom, next week he's with his kids, and he gets them all weekend. And what a difference it's brought. Totally different person. Totally different person. Went from using drugs and not sleeping for days and grumpy face and looking older, immediately older, to young, tank top, sun's out, guns out, watching his kids, cheering them on, playing with them, getting that energy out, having them around, even them around me. I already feel instantly more blessed. I already feel less stressed, and they're like magic. Whatever is going to come out of their mouths, whatever they got in their hands, even if they spill their sodas, there's something about their energy. And children in general, that they appreciate life. They don't need nothing. Be without shirts and shoes like this one kid. It's like we forget, when we get older, we get to be in our minds too long, and we forget that it's the simplest things. It's just those moments with our friends. It's not what we ate for lunch. It's not what restaurant we're at. It's the fact that you got another human being with you that's willing to spend their time and their energy in their lives near you. And I think that's just that there's energy inside of everything. And it's not just the weather, and it's not just the fashion, and it's not just the people. It's the time. this little thing that we call life is a brief moment in time. The now has already passed, and in this moment, I am happy, and I'm grateful for that. I gotta hold my heart for that and enjoy this breeze and feel it on my skin and go, man, life really is a blessing. And I was hating on my life. I'm not hating bitch about it and all that other things, but now I can appreciate it and really have some gratitude and the loss and the tragedy and the negatives and the darkness. I get a chance to be in my own light and feel all right, feel strong, feel the sun on my skin, feel alive again, and that's really what it's all about, dude. If you can feel alive, if you can get yourself to get back to where you feel, without what else? Oh, man, I throw a pile cover here. Without bullshit, the external bullshit, you get a chance to be not in the weather, but in the time. And that's really like reflection time and contemplation and sitting there and going, yes, I really am alive. And yes, things are really going nice right now. The weather is perfect. It's a perfect, 22 degrees Celsius right now. I had to take off my fucking jacket. It was fucking hot. I was like, fuck, I got too much going on. And that's what ends up happening. The energy goes, this guy needs the gym right now. I'm going to come back in like 12 minutes and finish with him. I had a tough time getting myself to love my life. Still don't have that same zest that I used to have, when everything was looking up and everything was going my way. I had love. I had a child on the way. I was traveling, had some money, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I had it figured out. And then the weather changed on me, and just like everyone else, it's going to happen. It's going to change fundamentally, and being able to adapt to that is really where it's at. Check these kids out. Yeah, and that's really where it's at. Being able to handle what the weather brings, and that's the tough part. Look at him, he's trying to protect Alias. These kids are rough. They're totally rough. You see him? Am I covering it? Oh, I was covering it. Shit. I was watching them fucking. Well, yeah, you can see it in these kids, man. They're not worried about nothing. They're not worried about competing. They're not worried about costs. They're just alive. And there's a lesson to be learned from children and how much joy and happiness they get from life versus the drudgery and I don't know, maybe it's the adulthood of it, but yeah, something about it that they know, like that secret, they know that life is awesome. They know that there's better days. They know, and that's what I was trying to remember is like, for some reason, maybe because they don't have bills and maybe because they don't have girlfriends and, maybe it's our goals that make our belief system shaken, right? It's weird because then you'll be worried about the outcome when they're not worried about anything. They're like completely free from worry. They're completely easy and everything. And they can do their own thing. So, it's one of those things in life where, we torture ourselves. Yeah, get him, Alias. Get him. Yeah, let's go. And that's the tough part, running around playing football. And for the longest time, I was on the opposite end of that. I couldn't play football. I couldn't make myself smile. Oh, look at that, the camaraderie. That was dope. Look at him. Everybody's giving him high fives. How cool is that? He scored against his brother. So, I don't know, man. It's. I don't know the secrets, I don't know the secret to appreciate time more than problems, and I don't know what it's like to be in a better frame of mind and be in time and happy than some person that stays grumpy or stays depressed or can't seem to move forward. I don't know, but that's what it was, for me. It was just like that. Look at the giggling and the happiness. Love our lives, even though we got bills, or even though we haven't met our goals, or even though things aren't right. Go ahead, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Look at them. These kids are so funny. But yeah, that's what we do, dude. We tend to overcomplicate our lives, and then we're mad because it isn't the way that we want it to be, knowing damn well that life will change and weather will bring all sorts of different things. Like it's still kind of cloudy, it's got Simpson weather, but it's still trying to break out, and that's what it's about. It's still trying to break out from whatever weather patterns are going on to what kind of weather do I want to come, and even if it's bad weather, to enjoy it, and be the type of person. Now you want to say hi. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, look at this. These guys are doing dope. And that's what it's all about, bro. It's staying in that moment. I've been an adult for too long. Maybe I'm waiting for this guy to finish on the gym. Maybe I've pushed too far. Maybe my goals were too high, but I don't want to believe that. I just want to believe that the goals are still there. I just have to endure the weather till it changes in my favor. And that's something I don't think a lot of people are willing to do. They want immediacy. I think we want to snap our fingers and where's the love of my life, and why am I a millionaire? And we want to just kind of completely circumvent the process and the development. It's like, you're not going to just be a butterfly, bro. It takes time to develop the wings and the body and the mindset of a butterfly. To be able to fly, it's going to take more than just finger snapping, tail wagging. I want it to be that way, so it should be that way. How about creating it that way? How about being in progress, a work in progress, and developing so you are the way that you say you are? And you're that way because you earned it every step of the way, every hour, every day, every month, every year, developing to be the butterfly that you'll eventually be. And that's something that I think most of us are doing. We don't want the weather to change. We want it to be, I guess you could fly technically to the better parts of the world parts that aren't flooded, parts that aren't on fire, parts with the best weather. I mean, I'm kind of doing that, but also wherever I go, there I am. And I have to work on that. I have to work on my weather patterns. I got to work on me and the way that I see life and treat life and appreciate life. And I'll be honest, sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I'll just be like, well, I don't have money right now, so I'm going to have a bad attitude. And you're just like, really, bro? How's that going to improve anything? And it's like a flat tire. Your mindset could go flat, and now it won't rotate. It won't be the way you need it to be till you inflate your psyche, till you inflate your appreciation, so you can visualize what life's worth is, and then it's minimized. It's not so much as how much you're making or how much you're lifting or how many hoes you got. Everybody that's counting that is doing something on a superficial level. My chain's bigger, girls faster, whatever the fuck you're trying to compete with. How about just the appreciation of having someone love you? That's something I didn't really get to tell my ex, but it was really nice that we had real love together. And that was nice to have someone that I could kiss and it tasted. I could literally drink her drool. We can make love almost every morning, 3 times every morning, because I was so attracted to her, and I loved her laugh. I loved her sounds when she ate. There was so much that I was in love with. She was like, why did you love me? And I loved you because of everything. It was the way you said my name, Saint, and it got my attention. It was the way that she would just be like, that's that, and mannerisms and physicality and physiologically, everything about me was wrapped up in this. And I was thinking, wow, I finally met the person of my life. I waited 41 years. Took me almost 40 years to find someone that I fell in love with and wanted to have children with. And then all that ended, and I just wasn't expecting a hurricane. I guess I wasn't expecting change. I didn't understand that I wasn't guaranteed things in life, that I had to pass certain phases, just like the weather. I had to earn it. All right. I had to endure it. I had to be patient enough. Nico mentioned something the other day, but he's getting other women. He's getting a lot of MILFs, right? And moms love him because they see that he has children. So at first they'll be like, nah, fuck you. And then they'll see photos of him with his kids, and then they'll be like, now I can see your heart. And I always think that shit, Mel. I feel like I'm all love and light. And then there was that darkness and that negative. Reflect and say, okay, Marky Saint, get your Doppler radar out and identify where these clouds are coming from. See where the winds are blowing and see why things happen the way that they happen. And I don't think I'll ever know all the answers. I don't think all of us get any kind of closure. We don't get to know why things happen and why people do what they do. Friends will change, people will rearrange. And it changes like the season. We are just like the season. So I'm glad I waited, because there's another dude working out. But not for nothing, I had to get me in the right weather pattern, and I had to find it in myself to appreciate things, even on the smallest of forms. I thought the other day I saw somebody, I forget who did it, but they like broke their collarbone, snapped it right here. You can see it in the x-ray. And I thought to myself all day, like, right now I'm in no pain, and how I don't really appreciate that. But if I snapped, man, that would go to the top of my list of things I wanted to fix, is not be in pain, not be in the hospital, and have my health. And then once we have our health, we're grumbling about something else. So it's just like so weird of us to not appreciate it, everything on the smallest scale, so that way we get the most out of our lives. Savor the bites of the food, guys. Hold the hugs longer, and make sure that you know that your weather pattern will change for the better. And that's just what we're all doing. We're hanging on till the next wave, and who knows what it'll bring. So peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever. Yeah. And I'll see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe, and shine. Peace. I'll see you guys.